Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome to Ed's Drives. In this video I will be showing you this portable monitor from ASUS. It's rocking 15.4 Full HD IPS panel, meaning resolution is crisp, viewing angles are good, and it's the size of large laptop screen. Keep in mind it's all about portability, hence include a tripod mount on the back of it, allowing you to mount it on all sorts of mounts that have a 1/4 inch 20 thread. It comes in a pouch along with two USB cables, USB Type-C to Type-C and USB Type-C to Type-A. More about that later in the video. Spoiler alert, you can use either one. All you need to know for now is that all you need to get the screen going is included. No extra power source or software installation required. I will have three main sections for you in this video, starting with what is it and why is it relevant, then showing you how to set it up on Windows laptop, and a quick note on what are the drawbacks of using one. I will also include some technical specifications and a link to a screen and desk mount used in this video in the video description below, so please be sure to check that out as well. Okay, so you might be asking yourself, what's so different about this monitor compared to your typical office or home screen, right? Well, for starters, it's light, does not need to be mains powered, and has a decent size and resolution, meaning you can carry it around with you whenever you need an additional screen on the go. I can think of tons of uses for this. In the office during one-to-one meetings where you need to share your screen with your colleague, but let's say you don't need a massive 50-inch TV. Presentations, when you would like to have an additional monitor for polls, notes, and other work. While traveling, gaming on the go, off the grid, or simply in your home office, because at the end of the day, you need your desk back. It's a monitor with very few compromises. No need for power socket once again, and as such it opens a whole lot of new possibilities for those that can utilize and need this type of device. Now, having said all that, I'd like to show you how to set one up for use. And no, I'm not talking about powering it on. I would like to also go through Windows settings and talk a bit about extending your image onto it correctly, monitor placement, resolution scaling, and setting it up as your main screen. Right. Here I'm using a Windows 11 laptop. If you have a Windows 10 device, the settings are pretty much the same, so feel free to follow along. As mentioned, the monitor comes with two USB cables, so feel free to use either one on your device. To set it all up, place the screen beside your laptop, plug in USB Type-C end of your supplied cable into the monitor, and the other end, depending on the cable you choose to use, into your laptop. That's it. Just give it a few seconds to configure itself for the first time, and shortly after you will be all set. Note, if you did power the screen off using the built-in button the last time you used it, it will remember this, so don't forget to check the power LED status on the monitor and power it back on. The device is on and it's ready to be used, but since by default in Windows it becomes a secondary screen mirroring your main one, let me show you other options you have should you choose to set it up as a secondary display. First, press Windows P on your keyboard and select Extend option. Typically, Windows sets an additional screen as if it was on the right of your device. The resolution, as in text and icon sizes, might look supersized. Let me show you what I mean. Right-click on your desktop and select Display Settings. Click Identify button here. The numbers shown on the menu should match the ones on your screens in that order. Screen 1 on the left, screen 2 on the right. Have a quick look at scaling. So select screen 2, scroll down. I'd advise you to change it to 100% to get the most use of any screen. Of course, if text and menus are too small for your liking, feel free to increase the setting. This is especially important if you're using large high-resolution displays. Here's an extra bit. Say you want the screen on your left. Move the monitor to its position. Click Identify again. Windows does not know where your screen is placed and still thinks your external display is on the right. To change this, simply drag and drop screen 2 icon in the menu here where it belongs and click Apply. Note it can also be above, below, and so on. Also, if you want this monitor to be a primary display with the screen 2 selected, click Make this my main display. And feel free to check other options here in case your use is different. Quick note on drawbacks of using one. The screen size is only 15.4 inch, which, while more than enough for on-the-go use, I prefer a larger, higher resolution display on my desk. Another point to note is that it uses your laptop power to power itself up, and while power usage is just shy of 7 watts max, it will affect your laptop's battery life when it's not connected to mains. Obviously, there's build quality, so it's entirely plastic, including tripod mount, so do handle it with care. Some would say not having built-in battery, extra USB ports, a back massager, coaster, chopping board, and frisbee functions is very limiting, but I prefer this type of device to be as simple as it can be to reduce a risk of developing a fault. And that wraps up the idea of the device, setup and use. It is simple yet very handy tool. No fuss, just connect using single cable, no mains power required, and use it the way you'd like. Bring it to meetings, use it on your travels, or simply at home for a minimalistic setup. Other than no included height adjustment unless you use some sort of a tripod or similar device, it really looks, feels, and acts just like any monitor, granted a bit smaller at that. Best of all, once you're done with it, you can disconnect the cable, place the monitor back in an included pouch, and store it away. I'd keep the cables outside the pouch though, just to avoid scratching the display. So yeah, drop me a comment in the section below, let me know what you think of these types of screens and what you would use one for. Thanks everyone for watching, have a nice day.